Access determines everything, yet most people will never get close to those who hold real power. They watch from a distance as opportunities flow to a select few who seem to possess some invisible advantage, some secret knowledge about how to position themselves in the inner circles where decisions are made and futures are shaped. The frustration is suffocating because the gap feels insurmountable. Powerful people are surrounded by gatekeepers, protected by layers of filtering mechanisms, and approached constantly by hundreds seeking their attention. Breaking through seems impossible, and for most, it is. They make fatal errors in their approach, violating unspoken rules that guarantee rejection before they even realize they've been dismissed. Machiavelli understood power intimately, not as distant theory, but as lived reality among princes and politicians who decided who rose and who fell. His observations reveal that connection with the powerful follows specific laws that most never learn. These 13 principles separate those who gain access from the perpetually excluded masses who wonder why their efforts yield nothing but polite dismissal. Enter their world through value, never through need. The fundamental error most people make when attempting connection with the powerful is approaching from a position of need. They identify what they want, recognize who can provide it, and structure their entire approach around their desire. This neediness radiates from every interaction, every word, every gesture. The powerful person recognizes it instantly because they experience this energy constantly from hundreds of others seeking favors, opportunities, or advancement. The psychological experience of being perpetually approached by need becomes exhausting and creates defensive walls that go up automatically the moment someone's true motivation becomes clear. Machiavelli observed that those who successfully connect with power understand a counterintuitive truth. The powerful are not impressed by others' needs, but by others' capabilities to fulfill their needs. The approach must be inverted completely, shifting from what one wants to receive to what one can offer that the powerful person actually values. This requires brutal honesty about one's own assets and careful observation of what gaps exist in the powerful person's world. The emotional challenge is overcoming the sense of inadequacy that whispers one has nothing to offer those who possess so much more. This feeling prevents most people from even attempting connection because they cannot imagine what value they might provide. Yet the powerful, despite their resources, have specific needs that others can address. They need information from domains they cannot directly access. They need honest perspectives in environments where most people tell them only what they want to hear. They need specialized skills outside their primary expertise. They need connections to communities or groups they don't naturally encounter. The person who identifies what genuine value they can offer and approaches with this gift rather than with requests creates an entirely different dynamic. The powerful person experiences interest rather than wariness, curiosity rather than defensiveness. The interaction begins from a position of potential mutual benefit rather than one-sided extraction. Study their interests with obsessive precision. Surface knowledge of a powerful person's public interests provides no advantage because everyone possesses this information. The person who references well-known facts about someone's career or widely reported interests demonstrates only that they performed minimal research. This shallow engagement reveals them as one of many rather than someone with genuine understanding. The powerful exist in a strange isolation where they are constantly observed but rarely truly known. People know about them but do not understand them. This gap between public perception and private reality creates a hunger for depth that most never satisfy. The person who invests time in understanding not just what interests the powerful person, but why those interests matter, how they connect to deeper patterns, and what they reveal about underlying values, creates rare depth. This requires research that goes beyond publicly available summaries into primary sources, historical contexts, and careful observation of patterns across multiple domains. The powerful person who possesses serious interest in particular subjects develops sophisticated understanding that casual observers miss entirely. When someone demonstrates genuine comprehension of these deeper layers, the response is recognition that feels emotionally significant. The investment required is substantial, demanding hours of study and intellectual effort to comprehend domains that may fall outside one's natural inclinations. Most people abandon this work because it feels excessive for uncertain return. But this is precisely why it works. The powerful are accustomed to people who want access without investing effort to deserve it. The person who demonstrates through depth of knowledge that they have invested real time and intellectual energy immediately distinguishes themselves from everyone else. The powerful person relaxes slightly, recognizing someone who might actually be worth their limited time and attention. Solve problems. They don't know they have. The obvious problems in a powerful person's life are already surrounded by people offering solutions. These visible challenges attract attention from advisors, employees, consultants, and everyone seeking to demonstrate value through problem solving. The competition to address known problems is intense and mostly involves people with more access and resources than the outsider attempting connection. Entering this crowded space offers little advantage because the powerful person already has multiple people addressing these issues. Machiavelli understood that the most valuable service involves identifying problems the powerful person has not yet recognized. These hidden problems exist in blind spots created by their position, perspective, or the information filtering that occurs around power. The people closest to powerful individuals often hesitate to deliver uncomfortable information, filtering out certain types of problems to avoid being associated with negativity or to protect their own positions. This filtering creates gaps in the powerful person's awareness of actual situations that affect them. When the hidden problem proves real and the solution proves effective, the psychological impact is profound. The powerful person recognizes that this outsider provided value that their entire existing network failed to deliver. This recognition creates immediate elevation of the outsider's status and generates genuine interest in maintaining connection with someone who can see what others miss. Demonstrate loyalty before it's tested. Powerful people are surrounded by conditional allies whose loyalty depends on maintained advantage. These relationships are transactional at their core, though often disguised as genuine connection. The powerful person understands that most people remain allied only so long as the relationship serves their interests. When circumstances shift, when better opportunities emerge, or when costs of loyalty become significant, these conditional allies disappear or transform into adversaries. This knowledge creates perpetual vigilance and underlying distrust in the powerful person's relationship to most people in their orbit. Machiavelli observed that demonstrating loyalty before situations demand, it creates disproportionate impact on the powerful person's trust. The person who defends the powerful person's reputation when they are not present, who refuses to participate in criticism or gossip, who maintains consistency in their support regardless of shifting circumstances, signals something rare. This advanced demonstration of loyalty operates differently than loyalty displayed during crises when the powerful person is watching and rewards are expected. The loyalty displayed when no immediate benefit is visible and when the powerful person may never learn of it carries more weight because it appears less instrumental. Never compete directly, always complement. The instinct when approaching powerful people is demonstrating one's own capabilities and achievements to establish credibility. This approach backfires systematically because it positions the person as competitor rather than complement. The powerful person's psychology includes strong ego investment in their domains of excellence. They have achieved their position through superiority in specific areas and derive significant identity and satisfaction from this superiority. When someone approaches displaying similar capabilities or competing achievements, the immediate psychological response is defensive. The powerful person needs to maintain their sense of superiority in their core domains to preserve the psychological foundations of their power. The person who threatens this through direct competition triggers resistance that prevents connection regardless of other positive qualities. Machiavelli recognized that power creates ego structures that resist challenges even from potential allies. The alternative approach requires identifying areas of genuine capability that complement rather than compete with the powerful person's strengths. This means developing excellence in domains adjacent to their primary areas, in skills that support their objectives without challenging their supremacy, in perspectives that enhance rather than rival their view. Respect their time as sacred resource. Time is the only resource the powerful cannot acquire more of regardless of their wealth or influence. This scarcity makes time the most valuable commodity the powerful possess and the resource they guard most carefully. Every interaction represents time that could be invested elsewhere. The powerful person develops acute sensitivity to time wasting and instant antipathy toward those who fail to respect this constraint. The psychological experience of having one's time wasted generates frustration disproportionate to the actual minutes lost because it represents disrespect for the most valuable resource. When someone approaches a powerful person without clear purpose, meanders in communication, or fails to arrive at points efficiently, they signal either that they don't understand the value of the powerful person's time or that they don't respect it. The person who demonstrates consistent respect for time through preparation, conciseness, and efficiency creates dramatically positive impression. This means arriving at interactions with clear agendas, communicating points without unnecessary elaboration, respecting scheduled time limits, and providing information or requests in formats that minimize the powerful person's processing effort. Position yourself in their decision path. The most influential people in any powerful person's life are not necessarily those with the closest relationships, but those whose input appears at critical decision moments. Machiavelli understood that influence operates through presence at decision points rather than through general friendship or regular contact. The person who somehow becomes part of the information flow or consultation process when important decisions are being made gains disproportionate influence, regardless of their formal position or relationship depth. This positioning requires understanding the powerful person's decision-making process, identifying when and how they gather information for significant choices, and creating circumstances where one's input naturally appears during these processes. The psychological mechanism operates through a combination of availability and relevance. When the powerful person is considering a decision, they draw on whatever information and perspectives are readily available in that moment. If someone has positioned themselves to be part of this available resource pool, their influence extends beyond what their formal relationship would suggest. Bring information they cannot get elsewhere. The powerful are drowning in common information. They have access to standard reports, mainstream analyses, conventional wisdom, and generally available data. What they lack is information from domains they cannot easily access, perspectives from groups they don't naturally encounter, and insights from angles their position prevents them from seeing. The person who consistently provides information the powerful person cannot obtain through their existing channels becomes immediately valuable regardless of their formal status or relationship depth. Machiavelli recognized that information asymmetry creates power. The person who knows things others don't, who can access domains others cannot, who can report on situations invisible to conventional observation, possesses leverage that formal position and credentials cannot provide. The psychological impact on the powerful person is significant because unique information challenges the assumption that their existing network provides comprehensive awareness. Discovering valuable information from an unexpected source generates both surprise and appreciation. Accept asymmetry without resentment. The relationship between the powerful and those seeking connection is fundamentally asymmetric. The powerful person holds more options, more resources, more choices, and more power to define relationship terms. This asymmetry creates emotional challenges for the person seeking connection because it violates deeply held beliefs about relationship equality and reciprocity. The natural desire is for balanced exchange where both parties contribute and receive equivalently. But this balance is not available in relationships between powerful and less powerful individuals. Machiavelli understood that attempting to force symmetry where genuine asymmetry exists leads to rejection. The powerful person becomes uncomfortable with those who act as though equality exists when it clearly doesn't. The person who insists on equal treatment, who demands reciprocal effort, or who becomes resentful about imbalanced signals that they don't understand or accept the actual nature of the relationship. The psychological challenge is accepting subordinate position without allowing it to generate internal resentment that eventually leaks through in behavior. Deliver before promising, exceed without announcing. The instinct when attempting to demonstrate value is making promises about future capability before delivering actual results. This approach feels natural because it seems necessary to explain what one can offer before the powerful person will provide opportunities to deliver. But Machiavelli understood that the powerful are deluged with promises from people who overstate their capabilities, underestimate challenges, or simply lack the discipline to execute. Promises carry negative credibility because experience has taught the powerful that most promises exceed actual delivery. The alternative approach inverts the normal sequence by delivering value before claiming ability to provide it. This means finding ways to offer relevant value even before formal relationship exists, demonstrating capability through action rather than claim, and allowing results to speak rather than relying on advance assertions of competence. When someone appears and simply solves a problem, provides useful information, or delivers unexpected value without having promised it in advance, the powerful person experiences positive surprise. Their expectations were not raised by claims, so the delivery exceeds their anticipations rather than falling short of raised expectations. Make them feel understood, not flattered. Most people approaching powerful individuals rely on flattery, believing that praise will create positive association and open doors. This strategy fails because the powerful are drowning in insincere compliments from those seeking advantage. They have developed sophisticated filters for detecting flattery and automatically discount it as manipulation. The psychological experience of receiving obvious flattery is not pleasure, but weariness mixed with contempt for the flatterer's transparent tactics. Machiavelli recognized that what the powerful actually crave is genuine understanding, not empty praise. They exist in environments where people constantly misunderstand their motivations, oversimplify their thinking, or project onto them what they imagine powerful people must be like. The person who demonstrates actual comprehension of the powerful person's challenges, pressures, and decision-making context provides something rare and valuable. This understanding is demonstrated not through compliments, but through observations that reveal insight into their actual situation. The emotional impact of being truly understood is powerful because it alleviates the isolation that accompanies power. The powerful person feels momentarily less alone when encountering someone who grasps their reality without needing it explained. This creates connection that flattery never achieves because it's based on recognition rather than manipulation. Never ask for favors directly. The direct request for assistance or opportunity puts the powerful person in an uncomfortable position where they must either grant the favor and feel exploited or refuse and feel guilty. Either outcome damages the relationship as granting creates resentment about being used while refusing creates awkwardness. Machiavelli understood that the powerful want to feel that their assistance is their own choice rather than response to pressure or obligation. The sophisticated approach involves making one's situation and needs known without direct requests, allowing the powerful person to offer assistance if they choose. This requires restraint and faith that value demonstrated will generate organic desire to help. The psychological mechanism is that humans prefer to feel generous rather than pressured. When the powerful person discovers someone's need and chooses to address it without being asked, they experience themselves as magnanimous. This self-perception creates positive association with the helped person because the act of helping reinforces their positive self-image. The challenge is communicating needs indirectly while maintaining dignity. This means sharing one's situation factually without complaint or manipulation, demonstrating capability while acknowledging current limitations, and accepting that help may not materialize. The emotional discipline required is releasing attachment to outcomes while continuing to provide value regardless of whether assistance arrives. Protect their reputation as if it were your own. The powerful person's reputation is their most valuable asset beyond any material resources they possess. Damage to reputation undermines their influence, opportunities, and position in ways that no amount of wealth can easily repair. Yet they cannot defend their reputation in every context simultaneously. They rely on others to either protect or attack their standing in spaces they cannot monitor. Machiavelli observed that those who actively protect a powerful person's reputation in their absence become invaluable allies. This protection means refusing to participate in gossip, correcting misrepresentations when encountered, and defending their character against unfair attacks. The psychological impact when the powerful person learns that someone defended them without prompting or expectation of reward is profound. They recognize this as genuine loyalty rather than performance because it occurred when they could not observe or reward it. This recognition creates deep trust and strong desire to maintain connection with someone who has proven themselves when no immediate benefit existed for doing so. The emotional challenge is that defending powerful people often means standing against popular criticism or resisting the social bonding that gossip provides. It requires conviction that long-term relationship with the powerful person matters more than short-term social acceptance from those criticizing them.